So I looked at her, I said, this what you want? She like, mm-hmm. I'm like, no, you don't. Now, mind you, she get her legs wrapped around me and she kind of like leaned back on the wall. So she trying to grab and rip my shirt off and she like kissing on my neck and kissing on me, grabbing my face. And so we like end up from the living room all the way into the bathroom, and we just really ended it off in the bathroom. It was crazy. All right, so once she realized, once it was done, when she realized like what we have done, she just looked and she was like, oh my god. I'm like, what? She like, I just need a minute. I'm like, huh? She like, can you just leave out the bathroom? So I left out the bathroom and I went in the living room and I waited on her until she got out. So once I'm sitting there, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting, and then she finally come out. So I'm thinking she finna come in the living room, but she goes straight into her room. Straight into her room. She locks her door. You hear her lock her door, right? So I'm like, all right, now I feel weird. I feel like did I do something wrong? So I go on here and I goes in the bathroom and I shower. Now she don't in her bathroom. She don't have a lock on her door in her bathroom. So I'm in the shower now. On the shower doors, she got like these two doors, but the how can I put it? The glass, it looks like funny when you look outside of it. You can see if somebody coming there, but you can't see who. It's just like a blurry person. So I see somebody come in, so it's only just me and her in there. So she boom, open up the slide door and she looks I'm like filled with soap, right? And so I'm like, what you doing? Like she pushes me. She don't even get in the shower with me. She pushes me. I lean back on the wall and she started giving me some of that 3,000. So I'm like, oh my God. So she going crazy giving me some sloppy joes. So I'm like, oh my God. So boom, I had my biggest moment, I'm saying? I had my big explosion. Boom, she gets in the shower with me. She not even saying that, we just showering together. So as we shower together, I'm like, all right, so I dries off and I go in the living room. She goes in her room. So I end up getting dressed and now I'm just laying on the couch. So I'm like, man, like I really just like, that just really just happened. So I kind of close my eyes and I doze off and then I see somebody, like I feel somebody. And I look, I'm like, what? She like, you really finna sleep out here? I'm like, yeah, I don't know if you want me to sleep here, but I didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable. She like, what? She like, well, I want you sleeping in there with me. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go in there with her. I'm like, and don't worry. I'm like, I'll sleep at the foot of the bed, right? So I get ready to lay at the foot of the bed. She like, no. She like, come down here at the head of the bed with me. I'm like, you sure? She like, yeah. I'm like, all right. So I go to the head of the bed. I lay there. She grabs my arm. I'm talking about aggressively. Boom. Put it over her. So now I'm holding her tight. And I'm just like, I finally just doze off, right? And boom. We get up to alarm. She hops up. She like, oh, she gets ready to get in the shower. She don't really say nothing to me. She get ready to get in the shower. So I'm like, all right. So I gets up because immediately she gets up out the bed. She got up out of the bed like rapidly, like really fast. So, that kind of startled me. So now I'm up. I'm up now. So I go on ahead now. Mind you, it's Sunday. I'm off. So boom, I end up going into the living room and she comes out. She's kind of dressed. And so I'm like, so am I gonna see you later? She like, you gonna be here, right? I'm like, if you want me to. She like, yeah, I want you to. I'm like, all right, cool. She like, so I'll see you later. So I'm like, yeah. She didn't hug me, kiss me, nothing. She just straight out the door and left. So I'm sitting back like, dang, I really smashed her, right? So I shower, put on some fresh new clothes. So I come back, I said I had a missed call. Raymond had called me. So I call Raymond back. He like, yo, what you want? I'm like, yo, I'm off, right? He like, yo, we finna go to the park. We finna hoop. He like, we need one more man. He like, I put some money. We gonna run a full court. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I'll be up there in a minute. He like, yo, try to be up here like in 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, for sure. He like, I see you in a little bit. He like, and I got you on some little, on some Zaza. I'm like, all right, cool. So boom, I hang up the phone. So I'm like, all right, I might want to change because I was looking pretty good, so I'm like, let me change. So I went on here and I changed it to something a little bit more better to hoop in. So boom, I end up leaving out. I make it to the park. So I make it to the park, and certain people already out there hooping. Then Raymond pulls up, his people pulls up. So he like, look, we running a full court. So he like, hey y'all, he like, we gonna need this court right here. Raymond kind of ran the show over there. You know what I'm saying? Like that was his area over there. Like at our few blocks, when we get on his block, he kind of ran over there, him and his people. So everybody go on the other side of the court, you know what I'm saying? So now we finna run a full court. So him and the other captain dude, they had betted like $100. The dude ended up beating us. Raymond had to pay 100. So Raymond like double or nothing. So boom, they double it up. Raymond won. So dude wanted to do it again. So Raymond ended up winning again. But Raymond ended up wasn't gonna split it with nobody, but he split some of the money with me. I'm like, man, you ain't gotta do that. He like, no. He like, yo, you good on the phone, right? I'm like, yeah. He like, I put extra minutes just in case, you know what I'm saying, if anything happened. I'm like, oh man, I appreciate that. He like, where you finna go? I'm like, I'm finna go back to old girl crib. He like, all right, let me know when you make it back to the tip. Now here's the deal. When I left from him, he gave me a little bit of the hitter. You feel me? And he gave me a little bit of the bread. I told him he didn't even have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But that was just love, you know, from winning the game. All right, cool. So now as I'm walking back, mind you, I got to go walk past the rib spot, the job. So I'm like, man, I should stop in there, right? Just like straight off the strength. I don't know why, but I'm like, I should stop in there. So boom, I go inside the workplace, and Yo-Yo and the girl at the register is right there. So Yo-Yo looks at me. She like, what you doing up here? So the rest of the girls say, yeah, why are you here? I'm like, I'm hungry. Miss Shirley said if I'm hungry, I can get anything I want. So Yo-Yo like, no, she didn't. You gonna have to pay. I'm like, you can ask her. She said she already told the employees. I'm like, stop messing with me. I'm like, I ain't even talking to you. I'm like, Yo-Yo, can I get 3 wings with she like, so I said, no, my bad. I said, the register girl, I looked at the register girl. I said, can you give me 3 wings? I'm like, with some hot sauce on the side. So Yo-Yo like, no. I'm like, yeah. So the rest of the girl like, wait, I pay for it, right? Straight like that. The rest of the girl like, I pay for it. So she ended up paying for it. Boom. Everything Gucci, right? But Yo-Yo stood right there at the register while my food was being prepared, and she was looking at me. But I'm in the lobby like just like walking around, like walking to the side. So boom, the food. Yeah, ready. And Yo-Yo got it, and like, and where you hand it out at, she like just threw the food in the thing and pushed the thing so I could grab it. And I looked at her, I said, don't throw my food. She like, yeah, whatever. And she gave me the finger. Boom. I get back to the register girl crib. Before I eat, I bust something on my bag before I even get to bite a wing. Leaning. I look over, I'm like, who is this? So I'm like, hello. So it's Marky. I'm like, what's up? He like, man, Mom, she ended up asking me where you was at. I told her I did see you. I'm like, what? I'm like, why you ran me out? Why you tell Mom? He like, no, she I don't know. She started whipping me. I'm like, but you don't know where I'm at. I told her I don't know where you at, but I told her I was with you. I'm like, will you say you was with me? And he like, I didn't tell her I came up to your school. He say, we saw each other at the gas station. I'm like, okay. He like, but man, she whooped me. I'm like, you straight? He like, yeah. He like, look, I'm coming up to your school tomorrow. So first off, no, you're not coming up to my school tomorrow. Mama is on your heels. It's hot. You're not finna trace Mom not finna trace you at school. So I told him, nah, I'll come to yours. He like, nah, we could just, no, let's just link up. I'm like, okay, we'll link up tomorrow. I'm like, at the school. He like, I'm like, I'll meet you at your school. He like, all right, boom, we hang up. Now I'm chilling. I finally eat. Now I'm laying out. Boom. I get up. I still got some time. I look. I say, man, she been cooking me dinner all the time. Maybe I should cook some for her. So I dip out. I walk some blocks away. I go to the store. I grab some wings. That's what I'm good at cooking at that time. I was only good at cooking wings, okay? So I grabbed some wings. I grabbed some Idaho potatoes. Took it back to a crib. I'm peeling the potatoes. I'm cutting them up. I'm chopping them like French fries. You feel me? I'm trying to make it perfect. I'm seasoning the potatoes. You know what I'm saying? I got everything perfect. So boom, as I'm in the midst of cooking the first batch, she comes in and she like, somebody in there cooking? I'm like, yeah. She like, okay, Chef Roshan. I'm like, yeah, I'm making some fried chicken. She said, oh, well, you do work at the chicken station. So she said, it better be good. I'm like, trust me, it is. She like, I'm a shower. So she go shower. So I feel kind of comfortable. She came in and it felt good. Like, man, I'm not at home with my mom and dad. I felt like really independent. I felt great. So boom, I end up cooking for her. Food got done. She showered. She came. She ate. She like, hey, let's watch a movie. We end up putting a movie on, and she end up like putting her hair right here. So I kind of like, lay my hair right like on her. So she started rubbing on my chest, and then she started biting my face, and then she started biting my lip, and she like, come here. And we at it again on the couch, right? Boom. After that, she goes to her room. I goes to her room. We clock out. Now, I got to go to school the next day. I got to go to school. So I get ready early the next morning, put on my new fresh outfit, looking fresh. She like, I'm going to drop you off. She dropped me off in front of the school. Boom. Brianna and them, they all already in the cafeteria. I go in the cafeteria way. So I'm chilling, right? So she sees me. So Brianna comes and she sits at the table where I'm at in front of me. I'm like, I'm not finna do this with you. And I get up and I walk off, right? I get up, I walk off, I leave straight up out the cafeteria. Now, when I get to the whole school period was good. So I get to gym. So the coach like, hey, we got a game tomorrow, guys, at 11 a.m. So I'm like, okay, another doing the school game. Like, this is pretty cool. He like, we need to win this so we could be able to go to the championship. He like, we just got to win this game. It's very important if we win this game. So I'm amped like, whoa, let's go. Like, he like, Roshan, I need you to be on it. I need you to be on time, and I need you there. He like, leave your temper at home. He like, you got me? I'm like, I got you. He like, I'm already putting myself on a limb for you. I'm like, I'm sorry about that, coach. I'm like, but it really wasn't my fault. He like, I don't want to hear none of that. He like, it's old. Just if anything happened, he like, call a timeout, talk to me. I'll talk to the ref. I'm like, all right, cool. So boom, as the school end, boom, I goes to my locker. Brianna shuts the locker. I'm in my locker. She shuts the locker dead smack, like kind of in my face. So I'm like, man, what's wrong with you? She like, no, what's wrong with you? She like, so what, you got somebody? She like, I already told you I didn't want to do it. I keep trying to be with you. I'm like, it's not about that. You told on me. I'm like, and I can't deal with that. And I don't want to deal with you. I'm like, let's just let it go. She like, so you want to let it go? I'm like, I want to let it go. She like, well, fine. We're going to let it go. And so she walked past, she bumped me, and that was it. So boom, I know I got to go meet Mark. I get ready. I'm getting on the bus. As I'm getting on the bus, I gets off by his school. He's already chilling. He's talking to some of his guys. I'm like, yo, we do our secret handshake. He like, yeah. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, let's go. He like, look, let's go to the park. I'm like, why you need to be getting the house? He like, I ain't worried about it. He like, I'm already in trouble. He like, I just got some, ooh, you don't even know. So he opened up his book bag. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, man. I'm like, did you take that to school? He like, no, I just got it at the school. I'm like, I got some too, but I left it at old girl house. He like, oh, we could go to old girl house. I'm like, all right, cool. So me and him, we get on the bus. We get close to our crib. We gets off the bus. As soon as we get off the bus, Mark spots Beth. He spots her. He look, he say, bro. He like, look. I'm like, that look like Beth. He like, yep. He like, I'm over there. I'm like, no. I try to grab him. He like, no, we over there. He goes over there. He like, hey, yo, Beth. He running across the street. Hey, yo, Beth. Come here. Yo, Beth. So she looked. She stopped. She didn't keep walking. She stopped. He ran across the street. You see Mark take off his shirt. He just got on a beater now. He take off his shirt. So I runs across the street. I'm like, Mark, chill. He like, no. He like, y'all try to jump my brother? So he pushed her. Boom. So she like, Mark, don't push me. He like, y'all try to, boom. He pushed her again. So she tried to run up on Mark. Mark straight, boom, elbow. So she like, oh, he like, yeah, he like, jump me. I'm like, Mark, chill. He like, no, they tried to jump you. Move. So I move out the way. She like, I'm going to tell y'all mama. I'm going to go get my cousin James right now. Now, she had people that stayed in her crib that was about that life too, that could get that how they live. So she like, I'm a whole girl. He like, no, you want to be a dude? Y'all all going to try to jump my brother. He was by himself. So she was walking off. Mark just kept, boom, pushing her. Boom, and she was walking. So she turned around. She pushed Mark. Boom. And she tried to hit him. Boom. She hit Mark right here. Mark say, you think that hurt me? He, boom, punches. She like, oh, my head. I'm like, Marky, stop. She like, I'm going to go tell your mama. So he like, go tell her, dog, bro. She go tell her. So Beth took off running. So me and Mark were walking. I'm like, Mark, you got to chill. I'm like, look. Mom is already looking for me. I'm already in trouble. You in trouble. He like, no, they tried to jump you. He like, and I'm looking for Cody. He like, I'm looking for all of them. He like, and if James want to jump in, he can jump. So, because she had her cousin James and a couple of other people that stay in the house. So as we get on our block, I see James, Beth, and her other cousin on the porch, some dudes. So Mark like, oh, she went to go get them for me? All right. So I'm like, Mark, just chill. So as we coming up, like, by our crib, because Beth stayed next door to us. So as we coming up, James now coming off the porch like, hey, homie. He like, you messing with our cousin? He like, why you hitting a girl? So she like, hey, why she trying to jump on my brother? So James like, that's not what you gonna do. He like, cause I can tell you this, when I swing, I'm gonna knock your tooth out. So Mark like, hit me then. So James go and swing. Boom, hit Mark. I'm like, hey, yo. So I'm like, man, boom. And I swing on him. So old dude swing. All right. So Joanne, which was Beth's mom, she comes up. She like, y'all, stop. So she like, no, ma, they tried to jump me. So Mark like, come on. So now we in the middle of the street. So as cars is coming, we see our mom and our dad Cadillac truck coming. So as she coming, she stops and gets out the truck. She like, no. So James and the other cousin kind of move, and my mom sees me and she sees Mark. She say, Roshan, come here right now. Mark like, bro, run.